Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from the campus of Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts. Well, the weather is starting to feel just an eensy bit chillier. And school is officially begun. And you know what that means? It means a new fall season, and we are here to kick off this high school girls soccer season. Here in today's matchup between the hosting Wellesley High Raiders, seen here on my left with the black jerseys and white jersey numbers with red outlines, and over on my right, the visiting Brookline High Warriors. The Warriors can be seen sporting their white jerseys with, I don't know how to describe them. They're more outline-style jersey numbers. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's basically white jersey numbers with blue outlines, but because it's white on white, it's effectively just outline jersey numbers. But we're ready to get this underway. Two teams. We've got a bit of a delayed start as it is. You know, I don't know why they still mark these games as starting at 4. It almost never happens with how late school lets out these days. But, you know, it is what it is. And you can see Brookline warming up, getting ready to get this underway. They arrived at about 4 o'clock, so about 20 minutes ago. So, you know, it's all going to depend on how much time they give them to warm up. Brookline comes into this season coming off a strong playoff run all the way to the quarterfinals last year, including an upset against 4th-seeded Franklin before they fell in the quarterfinals to 5th-seeded Newton South. Brookline comes into this one ranked number 5 in the first Boston Globe poll that came out earlier this week. Wellesley comes in ranked number 16. But don't let the difference in rankings fool you. These are two very closely contested teams. As anyone who watched them compete last year can tell you, these two teams played twice last year, and they split the two results one apiece, each one taking a win on their home soil. Brookline took the win in Brookline by a score of 1-0 early on in that 2021 season. And then later on, they faced Wellesley in the rematch here in Wellesley, and the Raiders took that one by a score of 2-1. Both teams hoping to get their season started off right. And as the teams continue their warm-ups, let's take a look at the rosters for the two teams coming in today. I don't know when we're set to start, so I'll try and work through these as fast as possible. Starting with the Wellesley Raiders, seen here on my left, going in order of jersey number. First off, we have a senior number 00, Allison Jones. Next up, a junior number 1, Madison Haddad. A sophomore number 2, Lucy Thornton. A senior number 3, Gabrielle Lazaro. A freshman number 4, Emily Burnham. A sophomore number 5, Annie Comella. A sophomore, number 6, Avery Moore. A senior, number 7, Charlotte Levine. A senior, number 8, Kira DeOliveira. A senior, number 10, Katie Cunningham. A junior, number 11, Kaylee Renzella. A senior, number 12, Caroline Thornton. A junior, number 13, Brooke Dawes. A sophomore, number 14, Taryn Rayor. A senior, number 15, Amy Glassman. A sophomore, number 16, Delaney Dyer. A junior, number 17, Gaia Jacobs. A junior, number 18, Olivia Lund. A sophomore, number 19, Peyton Keys. A junior, number 20, McKay Pratt. A junior, number 21, Rebecca Martin. A senior, number 22, Lily Cayazzo. A senior, number 23, Olivia Fletcher. A sophomore, number 26, Ava O'Grady. And finally, a junior, number 27, Isabel DeFontaine. So that is the roster for the hosting Wellesley High Raiders. Now as we move over to my right side here, excuse me, let's take a look as the pregame clock over on my left shows about 3 minutes left before we kick this game off. Let's take a look at the roster for the 2022 Brookline High Warriors. Once again, going in order of jersey number. Starting off, we have a senior, number 1, Hannah Whited. Next up, a senior, number 3, Sarah Gonzalez. A sophomore, number 5, Vilena Chernichev. A sophomore, number 7, Nora Shu. A senior, number 8, Sari Frankel. A sophomore, number 9, McKenna Hammond. A junior, number 10, Amra Ukamadu. A senior, number 11, Eleanor Bergstein. A freshman, number 12, Julia Vianello. A senior, number 13, Gianna Pentland. A senior, number 14, Madeline Moore. A senior, number 15, Cecilia Wager. A junior, number 16, Emma Eisenhower. A senior, number 17, Riley Klaus. A sophomore, number 18, Anna Leshley. A sophomore, number 19, Sydney Fries. A freshman, number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman. A senior, number 24, Talia Thompson. A senior, number 25, Phoebe Shea. And finally, a senior, number 27, Alex Levy. So that is the roster for the Brookline High Warriors. We've got just about a minute left before we kick this game off. Once again, my name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, if you enjoy this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I got plenty of Brookline soccer, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen on the docket this fall season, so be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Subscribing to the channel can help. And I encourage you to participate in the live chat. You know, there are some new players that I haven't covered before, so if I'm pronouncing any names wrong, please let me know in the live chat. I want to get this right. If you notice anything that goes wrong with the stream, either the video starts acting up or the audio starts acting up, I encourage you to let me know in the live chat. Maybe there's something I miss on my end. And then if you just want to shout out your favorite team or player, you know, that's always a good reason to participate in the live chat as well. I encourage any and all reasons. Two teams now taking the field. We see minding the net for Wellesley is number 00, Allison Jones. No jersey number for the Brookline goalkeeper, but pretty easy to predict that is Talia Thompson starting in net for the Warriors. Wellesley going to get the ball first, the opening possession here in the first half. And there's the opening whistle. The 2022 season is underway. Wellesley boots the ball ahead, goes off ahead, and out of bounds. Wellesley quickly trying to push it downfield. Brookline fighting for the ball, taken away by Anna Leshley. Pass ahead is broken up by Wellesley as they try and keep up the pressure. A couple deflections, and now Wellesley a pass back. They try and move it along the sidelines, lose it out of bounds. Quick inbound for Brookline, aiming for Amra Ukamadu. She struggles to collect it, gets control, but gets sandwiched by a pair of defenders, and they take the ball right back. Pass broken up, kicked back towards the Wellesley end, controlled by number 17. She's trying to fight for it. Almost got double teamed there, but managed to send a pass back to number 23, Olivia Fletcher, who boots it ahead. Kept in bounds by number 4. I believe that's Emily Burnham, sending a leading pass for number 5. She's got it along the right side, kicks towards the center, broken up by Brookline. Great defensive play there, and kicked upfield and out of bounds. Fantastic defensive play. I believe that was number 17, Riley Klaus. A new name to the Brookline roster this year, already making an impact on defense as Brookline now desperately trying to clear it. And it's going to roll out of bounds, and they're going to say Brookline ball. Inbound down the far side, and it's taken by Wellesley. They try and push towards the middle, but it's cleared out. Kicked back in by Wellesley. It finds number 5, but it deflects right to Brookline's number 5, Elena Chernychev. Kicks it ahead down the far side. It's deflected out of bounds away from number 11, Eleanor Bergstein. Inbound. Gets to Ukamadu. And she cannot get the deflection off the defender. This will be Wellesley ball. Number 11, Kaylee Renzella, the inbound along the far side. Number 5, I believe, Annie Comella with the ball. Tries a pass, kicked away, I believe, by Anna Leshley. And now pass intercepted by Brookline. I believe that's Sari Frankel. Brookline's got some runners trying to look for a passing lane. Frankel sends it to the far side. Long kick, easily caught out of the air by Allison Jones. Jones rifles it upfield, and it's kicked ahead, finds Gianna Pentland. Pentland tries a centering pass, deflected away, recovered by number 7, Charlotte Levine. Pass ahead, deflected. Pentland trying to recover it. Levine kicks it ahead, finds Emily Burnham. Burnham dribbling around a couple defenders, passes across. Now kicked ahead. Misses its initial target after a deflection. It's forced out of bounds. Levine tossed it over to Kira De Oliveira for the inbound. And looks like the ball might not have been properly inflated. And so they sub out a new ball. Now after that brief pause, now De Oliveira throws it in. It's downed and then booted up into the air. Deflects off ahead. Down towards the middle and taken away by Brookline. Good force there from the center back, Sydney Freeze. Brookline trying to kick it ahead into space, but it's kicked away by number 17, Gaia Jacobs. Now the Raiders trying to move the ball. Pass taken away once again by Brookline. Again, good work along that back line. Long pass finds Anna Leshley. Leshley dribbling towards the middle. Pass across deflected, but winds up on the foot of Pentland. Tries a kick deflected by Jacobs and cleared away by Wellesley. A couple deflections, and now the ball is taken away by Wellesley. Passed over to Levine. Levine, long pass aiming for Burnham. Now it's a foot race to the ball, and good boxing out by Cecilia Wager as she kept Annie Comella away from that ball. It's going to be a goal kick for Talia Thompson. Thompson just passes it over to Wager. Wager, a long kick, deflects off a pair of heads, and now deflected in the air again, downed by Frankel. Frankel taps it ahead for Ukamadu. Ukamadu, a leading pass, deflected away by Jacobs. Jacobs passes ahead to number 3, Gabrielle Lazaro. Lazaro sends a long leading pass, but too far wide, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in from Freeze, finds Frankel. Frankel boots it up the far side, but again, too far, and it goes out of bounds. Raiders looking for the inbound. It's downed and lost some balance, and it looks like they're going to call a foul on Brookline there, as I think they said Comella got tripped up by her defender on that play. A free kick for Wellesley. I think this is number 19, Peyton Keys, taking the free kick. It's a little harder to see the jersey numbers on the far side of the field, but I am doing my best. Hand is up. Here comes the free kick towards the box, booted right out by Wager. Recovered again by, taken from out of bounds by Keys. Quick throw in. And ball carrier got smothered, but it's lost out of bounds, remains Wellesley ball. Wellesley throws it in again. Again, smothered along the far side as it stays with the Raiders. At this point, with the cramped space the Raiders are getting, unless they throw in from a different direction, they're just going to keep trying to force it towards the corner. Throw in towards the middle. It's down. Burnham tries to chase down, gets a touch pass off to a teammate, and they manage to clear it out into some space. Long pass across, and it's not going to be recovered by Wellesley. It's going to be booted away by Brookline's number 14, Maddie Moore. Deflects out of bounds. They're going to say off Brookline, and Wellesley will take the ball. Just over 33 minutes still left here in the first half. No score. De Oliveira inbound, deflected towards midfield, booted up into the air, and fighting for it, but not winning that battle, as that ball was wrestled away by Sari Frankel, kicked towards the middle, but then taken away by Lazaro. Her kick ahead is deflected and gets to Brookline. Pass towards the middle finds Frankel. Frankel passes over to the near side, or no, from Chernychev to Frankel. Frankel now with the ball, excuse me. Frankel dribbling towards the middle, sends a leading pass off the head of Jacobs, and Gaia Jacobs, again the defensive wall, boots it away. They find Comella. Comella dribbling with it. Passes over to the far side. One-on-one. Has to pass it away. Ball deflects back, stays with Wellesley. Now goes off the side of Wager's foot. It's downed by Anna Leshley, who sends a long kick ahead. Deflects a couple of times off the head of Ukamadou, trying to lead for Pentland. Gianna Pentland downs it. Pass across to Ukamadou, who lost control of it for a second, couldn't get it back before it was taken away by De Oliveira. But the loose ball recovered, I believe, by Frankel. Frankel now dribbling towards the middle. Pass intercepted by Lazaro. Passed ahead. Now a long leading pass is too long for anyone to get. It's just going to go back to Thompson. Thompson's going to pick up the ball. Now punts it. Downed by Lazaro. And the Raiders take control. That pass slightly errant, recovered by Chernychev. Pass across to Frankel. Frankel sending a pass. This is leading for Ukamadou. Ukamadou's got some speed. Up the far side, centering kick, slightly off the mark. Chased down and recovered by Anna Leshley. Tries a touch pass, broken up. Loose ball. Chernychev tries to recover and gets tripped up and draws a foul. Now Brookline will have their first free kick. Looks like Sari Frankel setting up to take it. Frankel led Brookline in assists last year with 5, but had no goals to her name. She went down with a late regular season injury. Brookline definitely happy to have her back in the midfield. Let's see what she does here. Free kick launched up the middle, deflected by Jacobs. Deflected up in the air and caught out of the air by Jones. Scary chance there for Brookline, but nothing comes of it. Moore kicks it towards the middle. Alex Levy tries a retreating pass, intercepted by Comella. Pass almost gets to a streaking Burnham, but it was broken up by Wager. Wager went down hard on a collision there, and this time the leading pass is cut off by Moore and kicked out of bounds. Both teams not afraid to get physical to fight for that ball, as we see a couple of subs coming in for the Raiders now. Just over 30 minutes still left here in the first half. Inbound throw by Wellesley. It's headed out by Alex Levy, and it's going to stay with the Raiders. Number 21 for Wellesley, Rebecca Martin inbounding. Deflected, goes off ahead. It's downed and taken by Lazaro. Lazaro's pass deflects, taken away from Burnham, but then Lazaro kicks it towards the middle. It's kicked away by Brookline. Almost a dangerous chance there. Now kicked into open space by Jacobs, taken by Chernychev. Down to the far side and lost out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Brookline. Inbound. Deflects off the foot of Ukamadou and out of bounds. That's going to go to Wellesley. Inbound finds Lazaro. Lazaro kicks a leading pass, booted away by Wager. Gets to Frankel. Frankel trying to dribble through open space. Gets through a defender, gets tripped up, and draws the foul again. Free kick to be taken by Wager. Can't underestimate her kicking range. She scored on a long free kick in the first round of the playoffs last year. But most primarily known for her defensive capabilities as a center back last year. Brookline played a 4-back formation last year. Looks like they're going with a 3-back formation this time. So a lot more space for each back to cover. But so far, early in this game and early in this season, Wager and company have proved up to the task. Wager sends a low kick, and it's taken by Comella. Comella kicks it ahead for Burnham, lost track of it, booted away by Moore. Downed by Frankel. Frankel weaving her way around several players, tries to tap it back to Levy, but kicked away, goes all the way back to Wager. Wager now boots it high in the air. Bounces past Ukamadou, trying to fight for it. Goes back and booted away by number 23, Olivia Fletcher. Levy boots it into open space, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in coming from Renzella. Renzella, the inbound, finds her target. I believe that's Comella. Kicks it ahead, looking for Burnham, but wide, and it's booted away by Moore. Chasing that down is Jacobs. Tries a pass. It's off the mark. Can it be kept in bounds? Yes. Stolen away by Anna Leshley, who also keeps it in bounds. Pass for Pentland. Pentland sends it back to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it back to Moore as Brookline resets. Moore tries to kick it. Deflected by Burnham, out of bounds. Moore, the inbound throw, booted in the air by Jacobs. Off the head of Wager towards the middle, and it's taken by Keys. Keys dribbling, sends a pass ahead, cut off, and stolen away by Sydney Freeze. Kicks ahead, finds Ukamadou. Ukamadou sends a pass out wide to Bergstein. Bergstein gets tripped up, no call. And it's taken by Wellesley. Pass towards the middle to Lazaro. Kicked out to the far end to Burnham. Burnham manages to get a pass ahead to Taryn Rayor. Centering pass finds Comella. Now out to the far side. I believe that's Ava O'Grady. Launches a shot over the net. That perhaps the best chance either team has had to score so far, but the shot just sails high. Now Talia Thompson getting ready for the goal kick. In the air towards the near side, off the foot of Anna Leshley. It's recovered by Rayor. Pass ahead to Burnham. Burnham now sending a leading pass for Rayor. Rayor launches it in the air but slices it. And again, it goes over the net. Looked like the Brookline defense might have been hoping to draw an offsides call there, but very nice timing on the passes by the Raiders to set up a couple of nice scoring chances. Thompson again getting ready for the goal kick. Boots this one slightly towards the far side, deflects, and now booted towards the middle, finds Burnham, who taps it back to Comella. Comella dribbling with it, taps it back out, shot. It's deflected by Thompson, almost kicked in by Rayor. I think Thompson was hoping to grab that one on the slide, but it took a weird hop and bounced off her foot, and almost a freebie for Taryn Rayor. Deflected off the initial shot by number 16, Delaney Dyer. So a few consecutive scary chances for Wellesley as Brookline brings in a couple substitutions. I see number 9, McKenna Hammond, and number 3, Sarah Gonzalez. Looks like they're replacing Gianna Pentland and Eleanor Bergstein. In the air, the kick is downed by Gonzalez. Pass ahead finds Anna Leshley. Leshley kicks it towards the middle. Bit of a fight for it, and it goes into open space. It's going to be kicked away by Wellesley. Couple deflections. Comella keeps the ball, tries a pass, taken away by Levy. Levy's kick deflected. And it's taken by the Raiders, kicked into open space, taken by Levy again. Her pass, again, intercepted. Kick towards the middle, intercepted now by Wager. Wager trying to work her way towards the middle, fending off Dyer there. Long kick off the mark, booted into the air. Gonzalez fighting for it. Gonzalez winning the ball, tries a pass, slightly off the mark and deflected. And off the deflections, Lazaro kicks it ahead to Dyer, who sends it up the far side for Comella. Comella one-on-one against Wager. Dribbles back, looking for space to kick. Launches one high and well wide. It's going to be another goal kick for Brookline. Wellesley keeping up the offensive pressure here. Couple subs check in for the Raiders. 23.5 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Thompson boots it in the air. It's downed by the Raiders, but then kicked into open space by Moore. Now tapped ahead. Hammond trying to get off to the races, but Jacobs gets there first, kicks it back to Jones, and Jones boots it in the air down the far side to Dyer. Dyer passes back. Now a kick ahead, deflected in the air by Lazaro, but Levy fights for it. Gets the pass across, but a pass into open space intercepted. Now this ball stolen. Pass ahead, finds Chernychev. Another pass, I believe that's Hammond. It's kicked away by the Raiders, gets to Lazaro, now to Dyer. Dyer kicking it ahead. Race to the ball, looks like it's going to be won by Maddie Moore. Moore kicks it upfield, taken back by the Raiders. Couple passes and now kicked away by Moore. Deflects and taken by Frankel. Frankel maneuvering, sends a long kick out to the far side, finds Ukamadou. Ukamadou patiently waiting, but now kicked away. Heads up defense by Renzella. Brookline now lining up for the throw-in. Throw-in goes to Ukamadou. Pass back. Some good maneuvering there. Gets the ball to Chernychev. Pass ahead to Leshley. Pass out. Too far for Frankel, and it's going to be taken by Rayor. A give and go back to Rayor, but too far and lost out of bounds. Gonzalez getting ready for the throw-in. Throws it to the middle to Levy. And it's wrestled away by McKay Pratt. She sends a long leading kick. That's going to go all the way back to Thompson. Thompson boots it towards midfield. High bounce off the head of Jacobs. Off the head of Chernychev. Again off the head of Jacobs. Now off the foot of Rayor. Now it's a fight for the ball. Play is still live. Taken by Comella. Comella just has to retreat. Comella looking around, sends a pass across to Pratt. Now back, lost control of it, stolen away by Wellesley. Wellesley sending a leading pass. This is McKenna Hammond. Hammond trying to fake out her defender, looking around, surveying her options, fires, and it's saved by Jones. The newcomer sophomore McKenna Hammond making some noise here in her varsity debut. Now Ukamadu fighting for the ball, going up the far side, tries a kick. And the whistle is blown, and I think they might have called a foul on Brookline there. I think this will be a free kick for Wellesley. Less than 20 minutes left in the first half. Gaia Jacobs lining up for the free kick. Deflects, booted ahead, and it's going to roll all the way down to Thompson. Thompson sends a pass over to the near side to Sarah Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it back to Moore. Moore tries to send it upfield, but goes right to a Wellesley player. Now passed over to Rayor. Rayor surveying her options, goes further down the corner to Burnham, and they call offsides. First offsides call we've seen today, as the teams so far have been pretty much on timing with their passes. But now a free kick opportunity for Brookline to be taken by Wager. Wager, a line drive kick, could not be kept in bounds. And we see a massive substitutions on both sides. Looks like for Brookline, number 1, Hannah Whited coming in, replacing Amra Ukamadu. Number 21, Rebecca Martin, throwing the inbound. Deflects, goes to McKay Pratt, tries to pass into open space, stolen away by Levy. Pass for Whited, broken up. Now off ahead. Couple deflections. And now passed ahead looking for Frankel, but broken up. Rayor tries a pass, taken by Chernychev. Pass back to Frankel. Frankel trying to weave her way around. Pass for Gonzalez, broken up by Martin. Pass ahead to Pratt. Pratt trying to fight her way through several players. Stolen away by Frankel, kept in bounds. Frankel pass to the middle to Wager. Wager decides to just send a pass back to Thompson. Thompson boots it. Off ahead, bouncing ahead, kicked away by Jacobs. Ball into open space taken by Freeze. Freeze dribbling back, passes it to Thompson. Thompson boots it in the air again. Off the head of Rayor, booted away by Moore. Now kicked by Comella. Now Levy kicks it back to the foot of Jacobs, who passes it. And now another pass from Martin is going to be off the mark and out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. Less than 17 minutes left in the half as Brookline throws it in. Couple passes back and forth, aiming for the middle, broken up by Keys. Couple passes, launched shot is going to be well wide and out of bounds. Another goal kick for Brookline. Wellesley certainly holding the advantage in terms of scoring chances generated thus far. But as anyone who's watched soccer knows, it only takes one. As, again, we're getting a replacement ball. I don't know what's going on with the balls today. Thompson boots it. Bounces past Frankel, now off the head of Wellesley. Off the head of Gonzalez. Booted away by Rayor. Booted down by Moore. Rayor takes it, passes for Pratt. Pratt sends it to the middle. Finds, I believe, Dyer, but it's broken up by Wager and recovered, I believe, by Chernychev. Passed ahead. Misses Frankel. Broken up. Now taken by Chernychev. Pass off the mark, stolen away. Pass ahead for Pratt. Another pass. And Freese is going to kick it back to Thompson. Thompson boots it in the air. Off ahead, and we've got a whistle. Going to be a foul against Wellesley. So this will be a free kick for Brookline near midfield. Coming off the foot of Cecilia Wager. Actually, it's going to be further back. If this were a football game, it'd be about the 44-yard line. Wager launches it towards the box. Off one hop, it's taken by Jones. Throw in to Pratt. Pratt launches one, and no space there. It's taken by Thompson. Rolled in to Freeze. Freeze passes ahead, broken up. Taken again by Freeze. Freeze boots it up the far side. Fight for the ball. It's taken by Hammond. Hammond passed to the middle to Frankel. Frankel weaving through. Stops, surveys, kicks, and that's going to go well wide. Some subs on both sides for Brookline. We've got number 16, Emma Eisenhower, checking into the game. First goal kick of the day for Wellesley, and it's going to be taken by Gaia Jacobs. Booted in the air, off the head of Moore. Goes over to Freeze, who boots it ahead. Finds the foot of Wellesley, pass back off the mark. Taken away. Couple passes. And now booted away by Moore. Now booted back. Now off the head of Wager. Taken away by Rayor, passed back to Martin. Martin pass finds Keys. Now booted away by Moore. And Wellesley gets tripped up. And the foul is going to be called. Wager lining up for a kick. This is much closer. Much more dangerous. Here comes Wager. And goes for a line drive that curves wide. And that's going to be a goal kick. Just over 12 minutes left here in the half. Jacobs launches it high. Downed by Levy. Fight for the ball is won by Frankel. Frankel dribbling towards the middle. Angling. Now has to move back, being pursued by a couple defenders. Swings a pass over to Freeze. Freeze passes it up the far side. And a pass towards the middle, broken up, but chasing it down was a Brookline player there. It goes back to Wager. Wager, long pass finds Frankel. Frankel taps it over for Levy. Levy's kick is deflected and goes out of bounds off the foot of Rayor. Inbound from Gonzalez. Booted in the air by Jacobs. It is downed by Frankel, kicked back to Moore, who boots it into open space, taken by Avery Moore. Over to Keys. Keys launches a leading pass. Wager kind of whiffed on the clear there. That was almost dangerous, but Freeze comes in to back her up and boot the ball away. Headed down, Keys boots it up in the air. Pratt has it knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Wellesley. We see a couple substitutions on Wellesley's side. Among the players checking in, number 4, Emily Burnham, and number 5, Annie Comella. Inbound throw off the head of Moore, now booted in the air by Lazaro. Downed by Comella. And a little mix-up, loses them the ball. It's taken by Hannah Whited. Dyer wrestles the ball away, and it's recovered by Renzella. Pass to the middle finds, I believe, Dyer. Pass intercepted by Leshley. Leshley dribbling with it, still dribbling with it. Can't break free as it's stolen away by Jacobs. Leshley really wanted a call there, but did not get it. Pass finds Lazaro, now to the outside. Now booted away by Wager. Now this pass goes up the far side, deflected and lost out of bounds, could not be controlled by Dyer. And I think we've got a timeout now called on the field. I didn't see which team called it. It looks like Brookline called the timeout with 9 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the first half. No scores, but plenty of excitement here at Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts, in this high school girls soccer matchup between the Brookline High Warriors and the Wellesley High Raiders.
Right here on my screen. That's pretty quick, though. I mean, seems like, thank you. It's quick associating the play with the ball and the number. Yeah, no, you just got to get a feel for who's in what position. Then you start to notice the patterns.
All right, we come out of the timeout. 9 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock here in the first half of what is thus far a scoreless high school girls soccer contest between the visiting Brookline High Warriors and the hosting Wellesley High Raiders. Brookline getting ready to throw it in. Taken away by Wellesley, kicked up the line. And taken by Cecilia Wager. Just fighting to keep position here. And it looks like a foul is called against Wager in that scenario. Wager was trying to force Wellesley to either commit a foul or kick it out of bounds, but instead the foul is called on Wager herself. Dangerous chance. This is a borderline corner kick for Wellesley. Kick towards the box. Bounces past everybody and booted out by Maddie Moore. Kicked to Jacobs. Gaia Jacobs, who's been on defense this whole time, has the ball and has it kicked away. It knocks over the flag. So I think they're going to they're going to say out of bounds on the kick off the foot of Alex Levy. Now another foul, or was that offside? I think that was a foul call against Wellesley. Whatever the call was, it's going to be a free kick for Cecilia Wager deep in her own end. Boots it. And a couple of deflections, still wrestling for the ball, and it's won by Lazaro. Pass back to Olivia Fletcher, who boots it, and it's going to fly out of bounds. Gonzalez on the throw-in for Brookline, aiming for Alex Levy, but she loses track of it. Comella passes towards the middle. It's taken away by Sydney Freeze. Freeze gains the corner on Ava O'Grady, still taking it up the far side, kicks ahead, finds a target but couldn't keep control of it as it's taken away by Renzella. Kick into open space taken again by Freeze. A couple of passes deflected off the mark and booted away by Fletcher. Goes ahead, I think that's Avery Moore, or that might be Comella. Yes, I think that's Comella who loses it out of bounds, but it's deflected off Brookline. That's going to be the first official corner kick of the day for either team. I think they're sending Peyton Keys out to take that corner kick for Wellesley. Like I said before, sometimes hard to read the jersey numbers on the far side. There's the signal. Kick is high towards the box. Off ahead, starts going out of the box. Lazaro tries to launch it, and it goes through the uprights, but that's not good for any score in this form of football, so that's just going to be a goal kick for Thompson. Checking back in for Brookline will be Vilena Chernichev and Gianna Pentland, as it looks like they are replacing Anna Leshley and Alex Levy. Thompson kicks it in the air towards Gonzalez. Gonzalez downs it. Pass to Chernichev. Back to Moore. Moore kicks it ahead, finds Frankel. Frankel's pass broken up by Rayor. Rayor's pass taken away by Chernichev, kicked into open space. Deflects to Lazaro. Pass to Rayor. Rayor pass ahead, finds Comella. Comella wrestling for the ball, loses it to Hannah Whited. Kick deflected by Lazaro. Sent in the air and then booted away. Downed and taken away by Lazaro. Over to Rayor. Now pass ahead to Burnham. Burnham has it wrestled away by Moore. Pass ahead to Pentland. Pentland pass towards the middle off the mark. Eisenhower wasn't ready for that one, and it goes back to Wellesley. Kicked ahead. Finds Comella. Comella's kick up the far side. Now a kick towards the middle, broken up by Moore. And it's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in about as close to the corner as you can get. Less than 5 minutes left in this first half now. As a sub checks in for Wellesley, looks like number 7, Charlotte Levine, comes back in, replacing Ava O'Grady. Throw in, deflects a couple times, out of bounds, stays with the Raiders. Looking around, inbounds. Chased down by Keys. Keys launches one, and it one hops into the arms of Talia Thompson. Booted in the air. Takes a high bounce. Downed by Jacobs. Jacobs kicks it into space, finds Keys. Pass to Levine. Levine boots it ahead. Moore tried to kick it away, but it's taken by Lazaro. Lazaro's kick broken up by Freeze. And now it's lost out of bounds off Brookline. It's going to be Wellesley ball. inbound, deflected in the air by Whited, and it's going to go out of bounds. Another throw in coming from, I believe, Renzella. Finds Comella. Pass finds Levine. Levine boots it towards the box, headed down, and it's going to be taken by Brookline and booted out of bounds. Another throw in for Wellesley, just over 3 minutes left in the half. Deflected in the air a couple times, now kicked away to Lazaro, wrestling for the ball. And the foul is ultimately going to be called against Brookline. Getting ready for a free kick to be taken by Keys. Up in the air, and racing in and taking it out of the air is Thompson. Rolled ahead. Pass finds Pentland. Pentland taken away by Jacobs. Now Jacobs dribbling in open space. Surveying her options, and her kick is deflected. Stays with Wellesley, goes back to Jacobs. Jacobs kicks it again into open space. Deflected. Taken back by Wellesley. Passed back. Pass deflected, taken for a second, now recovered by Gonzalez. Pass back to Wager. Wager had to get that one away quick to Thompson before Burnham stole it away. Now pass to Moore. Moore kicks it ahead, finds Frankel. Frankel, long leading kick. Booted in the air by Fletcher. Off the bounce, it's missed by a couple of players. Now chased down by Frankel. Frankel keeps it in bounds, gets a pass over to Chernychev. Chernychev can't quite control it, and it's booted in the air by Keys. Ball's deflected out of the air by Wager. It's going to be out of bounds, Wellesley ball. We are now officially in stoppage time here in the first half. Clock frozen at 2 minutes. Only the officials know how much time is left here. Deflected, kicked towards the box by Lazaro, but nobody there to take it except for Thompson herself. And there's the whistle for the half. At the break here in this season opener, we are scoreless. The Brookline High Warriors 0, the Wellesley High Raiders 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts for this high school girls soccer season opener. Remember, if you're enjoying the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, and I encourage you to participate in the live chat if there's anything you've got to say. But in the meantime, at this halftime juncture, I'd like to take a moment to do a local charity spotlight. I'd like to talk to you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight against hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. You can go online to that website or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, you can get all that information I just gave you, the website, the phone number for the Brookline Food Pantry. You can get that all down in the description section of this video down below. So if you want to find out more about how you can help them, very simple, straightforward, great cause to help with. You can find all the information you need down in the description section. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short break. I'm going to go off the mic, but I will be back for the second half. Stay tuned. Hello, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts for this high school varsity girls soccer season opener between the hosting Wellesley High Raiders and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. A little less than 2 minutes left here in the halftime break as we get ready for the start of the second half. No score here so far. And really only a few scattered scoring chances here and there. You know, if you had to give the edge to a team in that first half, I believe you would give it to Wellesley. They got just a few, I would say numbers-wise, they definitely got way more scoring chances than Brookline. And I would say in terms of quality, they also had a noticeable edge in how much scarier their scoring chances were. But all that matters is how many find the back of the net. And so far that number is a goose egg for both sides. So now with the two teams switching directions here for the second half, Brookline now coming from my left, Wellesley from my right. And with Wellesley having gotten the opening possession of the first half and no score, Brookline will get the opening possession here in the second half. Gianna Pentland in the center passes it back, and we are underway. Velena Chernychev sends it back to Cecilia Wager. Wager swings it over to Sydney Freeze. Freeze passes it ahead to Maddie Moore. Now to the middle to Chernychev. Back to Freeze and over to Moore. Back to Freeze again. And now back to Wager. Wager dribbling around, now sends a kick up the far side. It's broken up. Out of the air, it's taken by Chernychev. Chernychev passes it back to Moore. Moore kicks it upfield. Finds a target. Taken away, though, taken by Alex Levy. Kicked ahead. Finds a target. I believe that's Anna Leshley who launches a kick. Taken off one hop by Allison Jones. One of the higher quality chances at offense Brookline has had so far today. Long throw in finds Ava O'Grady. Ball is poked loose. And out of the scrum, it's taken by Peyton Keys. Keys dribbling, taps it back to Renzella, downed by Comella, taken by O'Grady. O'Grady keeps the ball. Now slices it. It goes over the head of Moore. But nobody can take advantage as Moore just kicks it upfield to Eleanor Bergstein. Bergstein trying to fight up the far side. Pass to the middle finds, I think, Pentland. Pass taken away by Wellesley. Long leading pass. First to the ball is going to be Freeze. Ball deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay with Brookline. Looks like it's going to be Maddie Moore on the throw-in for the Warriors. Goes off the head of Lazaro. Couple deflections. Pass back. Stolen away by Levy, and it gets to Pentland. Pentland lost the ball through the middle, and it's taken by Keys. Pass finds Comella. Comella tap back for Keys. Keys dribbling with it. Loses the ball. Good pursuit on the defense by, I think, Chernychev, as it was ultimately booted away by Wager. Out of bounds, stays with Brookline. Throw in, misses Ukamadu. She chases it down. Sends a pass, it's deflected into the air. And a couple more deflections, still fighting to get possession, and ultimately goes back to Sydney Freeze. Freeze dribbling, pass back to Wager. Wager launches a long kick, skips past a couple players. Now it's a race for the ball, and Ukamadu is going to get there first. Ukamadu coming up the corner, centering kick, deflects, finds the foot of a Warrior, shoots, saved by Jones. Brookline with the most dangerous chance perhaps all day today, as Moore now passed it over to Bergstein, who passed it to Chernychev, who was the one who had that dangerous chance there, but a good save by Jones. Now this is Peyton Keys passing to a wide open Comella, but offsides. You know what the early stages of this second half are telling me is that these two teams are through with the feeling out stage, and they're both ready to attack. Wager with the free kick. It's going to go off the head of Fletcher, off the foot of Ukamadu, taken by Whited, passed towards the middle, and taken by Frankel. Sari Frankel kicks a leading pass, finds Ukamadu. Ukamadu's got some space. Into the box she goes. Crossing pass. It's downed by Bergstein, but couldn't take it. It's booted away by Jacobs. Moore kicks it back towards the box, but it's deflected away by Jacobs. Now taken by Keys. Brookline generating some real offensive pressure early here in the second half as that ball is booted out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Brookline. Oops. Brookline fighting for possession, and a foul is called on Wellesley. Foul drawn, I believe, by Anna Leshley. Free kick coming up for Brookline. Looks like this is going to come off the foot of Vilena Chernychev. Kick towards the box. Skips past everybody. Deflects out of bounds. Last touched by Wellesley. This is going to be a corner kick. The corner kicks were a huge producer of goals for Brookline. Anna Leshley was the team's leading scorer with 6 goals last year in the regular season and one in the postseason, the vast majority of them on headers. Sari Frankel launches the corner kick towards the box. Deflects back to Moore. Moore kicks it in the air and over the net. Brookline keeping up the pressure here in the second half as we see a mass of substitutions for Wellesley. Amongst them, I see number 6, Avery Moore. And number 27, Isabel Desfontaine. Free kick taken by Jacobs. Off the head of Chernychev and out of bounds. Throw in. Gets to Burnham. Burnham passes ahead for Moore. Cut off by Freeze. Freeze couldn't dribble around Moore, but Moore knocks it out of bounds. And it's going to be Brookline ball. Whited getting ready to throw it in. Goes off the head of Ukamadu. Towards the middle, fighting for it. And it's taken by Wellesley, but only for a second. Frankel kicks it away, but recovered by the Raiders. Pass finds Keys. Keys sends a pass for Moore. Broken up by Wager, and it goes out of bounds. Renzella throws it into Comella. Comella dribbling, looking for a spot. Passes back to Lazaro. Lazaro pass broken up by Levy. Pass ahead finds Chernychev. Chernychev dribbling, passes for Frankel. Frankel's got some space to dribble. Frankel still dribbling ahead. Now sends a leading pass, but nobody quite there. Jones rifles it in, bounces past Moore. Moore chases it down, kicks it up the near side. It's a foot race, and it's won by Wager, and Wager just has to kick it out of bounds. Annie Comella was applying the pressure there and forcing Wager to just take the out of bounds so the defense could reset. Another substitution for Wellesley, number 20, McKay Pratt checking into the game, replacing number 19, Peyton Keys. Number 11, Kaylee Renzella throwing it into Emily Burnham. Burnham taps it over for Comella. Comella fakes, trying to get around a few defenders. It's taken now by Burnham. Burnham trying to work her way around. Stolen away by Sydney Freeze, who gets the deflection that's going to keep it with Brookline. Sydney Freeze came onto the varsity roster as a freshman last year and quickly established herself as one of the team's best defenders. She continues those efforts here in her sophomore year. Brookline working the ball upfield. Hannah Whited throws it in, deflects, and last touched by Pentland. Throw in now for Renzella, downed by Comella. Comella dribbling. Pass back to Jacobs. Jacobs, pass off the mark, kicked by Moore, finds Chernychev. Chernychev couldn't outpace her defender, and it's kicked away. Finds the foot of Comella, but now stolen away by Wager. Wager kicks it over to Moore. Moore up the middle. Broken up, but recovered by Frankel. Frankel staying with the ball, weaving around a couple defenders. Frankel is wrestled to the ground by Jacobs, and now the foul is called on Jacobs. So now a free kick chance for Brookline from about the closest distance they've had a free kick so far today. Cecilia Wager lining up for a kick from about the 30-yard line of the football field. Hand raised. Here it comes. Low kick. A couple deflections. A shot! Misses off the crossbar. I believe that was Eleanor Bergstein who had a dangerous chance there after a favorable deflection. We got a couple substitutions checking in for Brookline. Anna Leshley replacing Madeline Moore. And for Wellesley, Delaney Dyer replacing Annie Comella. Going to be a free kick for the Raiders. Boot in the air, down for a second, taken by Wellesley. Passed back. DeFontaine tries to clear it, deflected, gets to Pratt. Her kick deflected. Now booted in the air, off ahead. Taken by Rayor, passed back to Pratt. Pratt launches a long fly ball. Race for the ball is won. And a sliding grab by Thompson as she outpaces Dyer to the ball. Delaney Dyer looked like she may have had a fraction of a step on Wager there. But Thompson, good instincts, rushing up and squashing that chance before it started. Few deflections around midfield. Now it's taken by Frankel. Frankel pass to Chernychev. Back to Frankel. Frankel launches one high. Whiffed by the defender. Taken by Ukamadou. Fires. Misses wide. That one sliced off the side of her foot there. It would have been a difficult shot to get cleanly. And now a free kick for Wellesley. Into the air, it's down, taken by Chernychev. Pass to the far side to Bergstein. Bergstein pass to the middle, finds Frankel. Frankel launches one, and it's caught out of the air by Jones. Allison Jones getting a lot more action here in this half as she kind of botches the kick there as she kicked it off the bounce. That looks like the ball just didn't drop out of her hands the way she expected it to. So now Brookline gets the inbounds throw. Kick towards the middle. Kicked back. Now a cross finds Frankel. Frankel Weaving, passing ahead, finds her target. This is Chernychev, fires, scores! Brookline has their first goal of 2022. Registered by number 5, Vilena Chernychev. Credit the assist to number 8, Sari Frankel, the team's assist leader from 2021, picking up right where she left off with her first dime of the season. Off the free ball, we've got a penalty there for Wellesley. So that goal scored with just over 27 minutes left in the second half by Vilena Chernychev, assisted by Sari Frankel. Free kick now for Cecilia Wager. High in the air, deflects in the air, in the box, off ahead, and now booted out. Goes back to Hannah Whited. Tries to touch it over. Now wrestling for it still. Frankel tries to come out with it, but can't. It's booted away by McKay Pratt. Race to the ball. Won by Delaney Dyer. Dyer trying to go on the attack. Pass towards the middle, broken up by Wager and booted out of bounds. Good efforts by Freeze and Wager, again, to prevent the race for Dyer. Kaylee Renzella looking for the throw in. Sends it to Dyer. Dyer, pass back to Keys. Keys fakes. Can't stay with it. It's stolen away by Frankel. Frankel, long leading pass. Ukamadou's got some space to work with. Amra Ukamadou coming up the near side. Setting up. Hits it in the air, and it's taken out of the air. Tapped to herself by Allison Jones. Rolled in now to Avery Moore. Moore kicks it upfield. Brookline continuing to apply the pressure even after the goal. Dyer sends a pass back to Moore. Moore's kick deflected a couple times. Taken by Rayor, passed ahead to Dyer, now back to Pratt. Pratt dribbling around, sends it over to Moore. Moore, pass finds Dyer. Dyer tries to center, deflected away by Wager, and Wager tried to keep it from going out of bounds. Tried to send it out of bounds along the side, but could not get there in time. Just barely crossed the back line, and that's going to be a corner kick for Wellesley. 24.5 minutes left here in the second half. Brookline a 1-0 lead over Wellesley. Peyton Keys trying to get some help moving what appears to be some netting away from her spot so she can take some proper steps back and set up for her kick. Boots it in the air. Off ahead, into the air. Still in the box and headed just wide. Last bounced off the head of Avery Moore, but missed wide of the box. Thompson kicks it, and that one just bounces out of bounds. Off the head, tapped by Wager and booted away by Freeze. Now booted further upfield, goes off the head of Fletcher. Deflected in the air, taken by Chernychev. Chernychev kicks to Frankel. Frankel boots it in the air, but it's taken away by Renzella. Passed ahead, finds Dyer. Dyer sending a through pass, looking for more. But swooping in and kicking it away is Sydney Freeze. Renzella the throw-in to Pratt. Pratt back to Renzella, kicks towards the middle, booted away again by Freeze. Renzella again looking for the throw-in. Kicked away by Wager. Goes back to Keys. Keys trying to work her way around and draws a foul. Peyton Keys now lining up for another free kick. Just over 22 minutes left here in regulation. Keys sends it just outside the box, deflects a couple of times. Ball just kind of rests there. Now finally kicked out and cleared by Brookline. Moves back towards midfield, chased down by Renzella. Renzella kicks it out to Keys. Keys taps it back to Renzella along the near side. Now a leading pass. Finds number 18, looks like. Deflected away by Freeze. Pass back to Moore, but can't stay in bounds. That was Olivia Lund chasing down that long leading pass. A couple substitutions for Brookline now as they bring in Madeline Moore, Sarah Gonzalez, and number 9, McKenna Hammond. Throw in from Whited. Kicked in the air by Keys. Booted back out of bounds by Wager. Renzella back for the throw-in. Downed by Wager, and she kicks it upfield. Taken by Jacobs. Jacobs kicks it ahead to Dyer. Dyer sends it back to Rayor. Rayor ahead to Dyer. Dyer sends an outlet pass. Possible angle. Slide tackle knocks away the ball. That was Maddie Moore. And Brookline draws the goal kick. .20.5 minutes left here in the second half. Brookline still leads Wellesley 1-0. Thompson lining up for the goal kick. Kicked up the far side to Moore. Moore sends it further up the far side, deflected. Now passed over to Levy. Levy sends a long leading pass, but that's going to be a little too far, and that's going to roll out of bounds. Quick throw in from the Raiders. Deflected. And taken by Rayor. Rayor trying to gain the corner. Trying to fight against her defender, but it's lost out of bounds. It's going to stay with Wellesley. Throw in again. It's deflected. And out of bounds. I think this is going to be, yes, a corner kick for Wellesley. Wellesley trying to generate the offensive pressure. Now the pressure is on them as they trail Brookline 1-0 with less than 20 minutes left here in the second half. Keys lining up to take the corner kick. In the air it goes. Off the head of Wager and into the air. Wager heads it again. It's chased down by Jacobs. Jacobs trying to keep the attack alive. And the attempted clear doesn't quite get through. Another attempted clear again, keeping on the offense is Wellesley. And finally it's booted out of the box by Hannah Whited. Recovered, I believe, by Gonzalez. Passed back to Moore. Booted in the air. Goes off the head of Fletcher. And out of bounds. Give Wellesley credit for the hustle in the box there as they kept the pressure up on that one. Throw in. Taken by Pratt. Her kick deflected. Recovered by Wager and kicked all the way back to her netminder, Talia Thompson. Pass ahead. Touched over. Dribbling with it now. I think that's Anna Leshley. Passed over to Levy. Pass ahead to Frankel. Frankel sends it back to Whited. Now back to Frankel. Frankel stolen away. It goes to Dyer. Pass broken up by Wager. It goes to Rayor. Rayor dribbling. Sends a pass. Again taken away by Wager and booted all the way back to the Wellesley end. Chasing it down will be Gaia Jacobs. Jacobs fakes out one defender, dribbles towards the middle. Boots it in the air. Deflected by Dyer, gets over to Keys. Keys sends a pass up the near side, finds Avery Moore all by herself. Centering kick, gets through, sliding in and taking it is Talia Thompson. Just over 17 minutes left here in the second half. Thompson boots it. Off a knee. Now booted in the air by Wellesley. Downed by, I think, Rebecca Martin, passed over to Pratt. Pratt maintains control, pass back. Goes off the side of the foot of Fletcher, and that's going to be out of bounds, Brookline ball. Pass. Back to Whited. Stolen away, gets to Dyer, back to Pratt. Pratt launches it in the air. It's a foot race for the ball. Dyer trying to outrace everyone again. Dyer gets the ball, but not cleanly enough, and it's knocked away by Wager, and that's going to be another corner. Those leading passes to Delaney Dyer have been generating a lot of scary chances for the Raiders as they now call timeout. 16 minutes, 13 seconds on the clock here in the second half. And it looks like the Brookline boys soccer team also came away with a win today. Looks like it was a 3-0 victory, if I'm understanding it correctly. As we've got our resident Brookline superfan, Yuli Burstein, in the live chat, letting us know, updating us about the score. As Brookline, of course, hosting Wellesley in the boys' game back in Brookline. So now the question is, can the girls take care of business on their end? It's a 1-0 lead. Goal scored by Vilena Chernichev in, I want to say, the 53rd minute, assisted by Sari Frankel. And it really was some great ball handling and a fantastic pass from Frankel to set up that assist. And then Chernichev took care of business, sent it to the far end where the goalie could not reach it despite a valiant chase and dive for it. That so far is our only score as we come out of this timeout. 16 minutes, 13 seconds left here in the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Wellesley getting ready for a corner kick. Wellesley lining up for the free kick. Looks like it's not Keys for the first time. I think this might be Lazaro. It is Lazaro booting it into the air, and it's deflected away by Thompson and then booted out by Wager. Thompson got aggressive on the ball there, tried to snag it out of the air. She couldn't grasp it cleanly, but the deflection did go to her center back, Wager, who booted it out of the box. Wellesley trying to get back on the attack. Burnham passes back to Pratt, who again goes for a high leading pass, aiming at Comella. Annie Comella with the ball. Trying to dribble around her defender. Still working. Centering kick deflected by Cecilia Wager. And now taken by number 12, Julia Vianello. Kicked ahead, and now Ukamadu takes the ball. Oh, she comes up limping. Oh, that doesn't look good for Brookline, as Brookline still keeping up the attack, but it looks like the ball is going to be chased down by DeFontaine. Ukamadu is down, holding her leg as play still continues. And now finally we've got a whistle blown to stop as Ukamadu is going to scooch her way out of bounds. Here's hoping that's just a cramp and nothing serious. as play again continues. Burnham, pass to Dyer. Dyer, pass for Comella. Comella looks for a chance to center it, but can't get there before the defense arrives. Still dribbling her way through defenders, sends a centering pass to Pratt. Pratt launches it, goes off the face of Wellesley, and it's recovered by Hammond off the deflection. Hammond sends a long pass, taken away by Renzella, kicked ahead. Pratt sends it ahead to Comella, offsides. Good instincts by the Brookline defense, making sure to step up and draw the offsides call there, as Comella had gotten some separation there. Going to be a free kick for Wager. Less than 14 minutes left in the half. Of course, remember, we do have stoppage time. Hard to say how much they will add off that injury for Ukamadu. And this ball deflected out of bounds. You might be able to see at the bottom of your screen, Ukamadu was just sitting there, not being tended to by training staff or anything like that, which to me is a good sign. To me, that says it's probably just a cramp. As this ball knocked out of bounds, it stays with the Raiders. Dyer getting ready for the throw-in. Gets to Keys. Keys trying to keep with it. Taken away by Vianello, kicked upfield. Renzella takes it. Pass ahead to Dyer, who tries to pass. Deflected away by Hammond and taken by Chernychev. Chernychev sending a leading pass. It's a foot race to the ball. Gianna Pentland getting some separation. Pentland dribbling with it. Centering kick. Deflected away. Now kicked out of bounds. Last touched by Wellesley. Almost a golden chance there for Gianna Pentland. Throw-in finds Frankel. Frankel just trying to hold the ball in the corner as it's finally kicked out of bounds, and it's going to be Wellesley ball. Inbound throw finds Keys. Keys gets around one defender and takes off into open space. Still dribbling towards the middle, launches a long pass, goes off the head of Wager. Now off the head of Lazaro. High bounce taken by Lazaro, passed back to Keys. Keys launches a pass, gets around the defense to the far side, centering kick, broken up by Wager, goes back to Dyer. Dyer fires, deflected, and it goes out of bounds. Looks like that went off the body of a teammate, actually. So just a little too crowded in the box for Wellesley, as that would have been a juicy chance for Delaney Dyer. Looks like we've got another timeout called here with 11 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock. Amra Ukamadu walking around on her own power. Still looks slightly hobbled, but it looks like long-term Brookline fans won't have to worry about her condition. And you know Brookline fans are going to be happy about that. Amra Ukamadu was a force on offense for the Warriors last season. Finished with 4 goals and 4 assists, second on the team in both categories, and had 1 goal in the postseason. (1-0) still the score in favor of Brookline. Off the 53rd minute goal from Vilena Chernychev, assisted by Sari Frankel. 11:22 is what reads on the clock here in the second half. Coming out of the timeout, it's going to be a goal kick for Brookline. Thompson boots it in the air. Collected by Pentland. Pentland trying to keep it in bounds. And it's taken away by Dyer, but out of bounds, just over the line. Brookline trying to play the clock game to an extent here late in the second half. Pentland throws it in, skips past her target, taken for a second by Renzella. Frankel fighting for the ball. Frankel gets it away. Frankel now cutting up field. Sari Frankel trying to fight off one last defender. Desfontaine fends her off. Pass back to Pentland. Pentland slices it into the air and wide. Sari Frankel looked like she might have had a cut directly to the box there. Good defense by Wellesley's number 27, Isabel Desfontaine, to keep this a one-score game. Frankel sends a pass ahead to Hammond. Hammond back to Frankel. Frankel dribbling ahead, trying to apply pressure. Foul is drawn, but it's drawn by Wellesley. It's called against Frankel. Free kick for the Raiders. Kick bounces all the way to the far side. Wellesley back on the attack. Pass ahead to Rayor. Rayor's pass downed and booted into the air by Moore. Loose ball chased down by Keys. Keys sends a pass ahead. Booted away again by Moore. Chased down again by Keys. Her kick deflected but gets to Lazaro, who passes it back to Martin. Martin launches one off the head of Wager. And deflected. Now passed across to Lazaro. Lazaro's pass gets past Comella. She tries to chase it down, but it's booted away by Wager. Throw in from Dyer off the head. Into the air from Dyer. Chernychev whiffed on the kick, but I think it was Leshley there to back her up and boot it away. Now Brookline trying to launch it. Vianello sends it upfield, but out of bounds. Throw in. Finds Lazaro. Passed back. Now booted ahead. Lost out of bounds. It's going to be Brookline ball. Pentland throws it in. It's downed and kicked. Deflected by Pentland and now lost out of bounds. It's going to be Wellesley ball. Just over 8 minutes left on the clock here in regulation. It's going to be a free kick as they actually called a foul there on Pentland. Lazaro to take the free kick. Booted up the near side. Collected by Dyer. Dyer ran out of space. And they're going to say goal kick. Last touch by Dyer. Pentland applying sort of the box out pressure there. Thompson, the goal kick into the air. Downed by Gonzalez. Gonzalez tries to pass back, but it's taken by Burnham. Burnham now going up the far side. Passing through for Rayor. Rayor swarmed by several Brookline defenders. The attempted clear is deflected, but finds Chernychev. Long pass ahead to Hammond. Broken up by Wellesley. Hammond, the lone striker for Brookline, as they are in full-on defensive mode, trying to maintain this lead. Knocked out of bounds by Pentland. It's going to remain Wellesley ball. Less than 7 minutes left. Throw in from Renzella. And immediately off the head of Pentland, out of bounds again. Substitution coming in for Wellesley. And I believe that's Ava O'Grady coming in, replacing Peyton Keys. Lazaro trying to dribble with it. It's kicked away. Deflected by Fletcher. It's going to be chased down by DeFontaine. DeFontaine kicks it ahead, off the head of Moore, towards the middle. Booted in the air by Wager. Couple bounces, and Frankel takes a swipe at it. And then Pentland launches one. It's going to be downed by DeFontaine. DeFontaine kicks it away, despite the pressure from Hammond. Now another long pass. It goes off the head of Leshley and off the head of Levy. Back towards midfield to DeFontaine. Less than 6 minutes left. Long kick, skips. Comella takes it. Tries to center it, but no room. Vianello kicks it, and now Wager gets it out of the box. Just ran out of room, Comella. Almost a chance at the equalizer, and now a foul is going to be called on Brookline. Relatively shallow free kick spot for the Raiders. Gabriel Lazaro lining up for the free kick. 5:20 left on the clock here in the second half. Lazaro kicks it towards the box. Broken up by Moore, but they call a foul on Wellesley, or offsides on Wellesley, one or the other. Either way, it's going to be Brookline ball. As they get the ball back to the goalie for the free kick. Less than 5 minutes left. Clock frozen at 4:44. As we got, longer stoppage time for the second half. Pass ahead. Chernychev tries to touch down the far side, but just out of reach of Gonzalez. Throw in. Deflected, kicked in the air. Another deflection off the head. Wellesley recovers the ball. It's Burnham. Pass back. Launching pass towards the middle. Couple deflections taken by Wager. Wager launches it. Off the head of Fletcher. Now off the head of Pentland, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. Renzella throws it into Lazaro, and swooping in and taking it is Frankel. Frankel couldn't get around Lazaro. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and Wellesley got the favorable deflection. They get the ball. Throw in, aimed at Comella. Wager tries to boot it away, deflects to Rayord. Now a pass aimed at Comella. Comella fakes, setting up for a centering kick, deflected out of bounds by Wager. That's going to set up a corner kick. The clock not on Wellesley's side here. We are in stoppage time. Brookline still with the 1-goal lead. The Raiders trying to set up fast. Lazaro just kicks it to Renzella. Back to Lazaro. Lazaro trying to make her approach. Can't get around Vianello. Pass out to Renzella. Renzella boots it towards the box. Nobody there. That was a big chance for Wellesley, but it did not come through. And that's going to be a goal kick for Thompson as Eleanor Bergstein checks in for Brookline, replacing Gianna Pentland. Thompson boots it in the air, aiming for Gonzalez, but she missed it. Out of bounds, ball goes back to Wellesley. Oh, and there was a substitution for Wellesley. So Wellesley slowing down their own start of the play there as McKay Pratt checks in, replacing Taryn Rayor. Now the throw in for the Raiders. Pratt had it for a second and draws a foul on Brookline. Big chance for the Raiders. Lazaro quickly signals. And now launches it in the air. Off ahead and wide. As stoppage time mercilessly ticks away, only the officials know how much time is left. Brookline trying to hold on to the lead here in their season opener. Thompson lining up for the goal kick. Pops it in the air. It is downed by Bergstein and booted ahead, booted right back by Fletcher. Downed by Pratt and tapped over to Comella. Comella looking around, passing back, and now booted away by Wager. Goes back to Fletcher, over to Renzilla. Kicked ahead, away from Burnham, away from everybody, and Wager's going to box out as Thompson scoops it up. Thompson surveying, playing the clock game a bit, and now booting it into the air. High bounce, this is likely going to go out of bounds. Wellesley takes it. Quick throw in to Comella, knocked out of bounds by Vianello. Another quick throw in, booted out by Wager this time. Again, Wellesley with the quick throw ins. Couple taps. Frankel boots it away, but it goes right to Lazaro. Lazaro launches it. Deflected by Leshley. Taken again by Lazaro over to Pratt. Pratt launches one. One hops into the arms of Thompson. Thompson now boots it off the head of DeFontaine. Off the head of Jacobs. Jacobs could not keep it in bounds. Good effort by Jacobs, trying to keep that play going, but just could not. Off the head of Lazaro, now off a foot, out of bounds again. Back to Wellesley. DeFontaine, a quick throw in. Downed by Jacobs, kicked upfield, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in. Out of bounds, back to Wellesley. Just trading the ball back and forth at this point. Inbound, aimed at Lazaro. Kick, intercepted, booted in the air. And that's going to be it. The Brookline Warriors secure victory in their season opener. The final score, Brookline 1, Wellesley 0. Brookline's lone score coming from the sophomore, number 5, Vilena Chernychev. Assisted by the senior, number 8, Sari Frankel. The shutout in net credited to the senior, Talia Thompson. What a great game from both sides, really. You know, for a while there, it really was going to come down to who found the back of the net first. You know, both teams were generating chances, but the adjustments that Brookline made at half to come out swinging the way they did in the early second half was brilliantly executed by the Warriors. I mean, they generated so many chances early in that second half and then finally got one to go off the foot of Chernychev off a very nice pass from Frankel. That is going to do it from here in Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Remember, if you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I've got plenty coming up for Brookline soccer this fall for both boys and girls and all 3 levels, varsity, JV, and freshman. I'll be back in action on Saturday for an afternoon road game for the JV girls soccer team as they take on Concord Carlisle on the road. You can tune in for that. Subscribing to the channel can help stay on top of all my upcoming live streams. Be sure to go down in the description section down below where you can find out all the information you need about our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Food Pantry. Find out their website, their phone number, and use those to find out how you can help feed your community. And of course, you can check out the bottom right corner of my screen where you'll see the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. You can find out more about me, the services that I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address if you just want to bypass and just contact me directly. jgms88@gmail.com. And below that, the URL to my Instagram account where I post highlights from previous live streams. For example, I will likely be posting a video of Velena Chernychev's goal here today. So be sure to be on the lookout for that on my Instagram account. Again, you can see the URL in the bottom right corner of your screen. But that's going to do it. From here at Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts, the final score, the Brookline Warriors 1, the Wellesley Raiders 0. Brookline opening their season with a win to move to 1-0-0. Velena Chernychev scoring in the 53rd minute, assisted by Sari Frankel. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good night.